In Kijiji, kweli, the village of truth, lies had never learned to breathe. Children were born with it in their bones, the inability to say what was not. A crooked story would stick in the throat like a fishbone. A false compliment turned the tongue numb. Even exaggeration, it was the biggest fish I'd ever seen, earned you a coughing fit and watery eyes until you corrected yourself. So people learned precision. They learned honesty like a craft. But what made Kijiji kweli truly dangerous was not truth, it was silence. No one remembered when it began, only that one day a woman failed to answer a greeting. She had stood in the path between the millet fields, basket on her head, lips pressed together. The man who greeted her waited, smiling, then frowning, then afraid. By sunset she was dead collapsed where she stood, eyes open, mouth sealed as if by wax. After that the rules were clear. You must speak when spoken to. You must answer when asked. You must name what you know. Silence was a refusal to share truth, and truth hoarded was poison. So the village became loud. Mornings rang with greetings shouted across fences. Afternoons hummed with constant commentary. I am tired. I am thinking of my mother. This soup needs more salt. At night people murmured their dreams aloud before sleep, just in case the darkness itself was listening. Amani learned early how thin the line was between safety and death. She had been 7 when her father died, not because he lied, but because he paused. The elders had asked him a simple question. Did you see who took the goat? Amani remembered his eyes flicking toward the river, just for a heartbeat. He had known, everyone did, but the thief was his brother. He began. The silence between that word and the next was enough. He fell forward onto the dust, truth still trapped behind his teeth. After that, Amani spoke quickly. Too quickly. Words spilled from her like water from a cracked pot. She narrated her thoughts as she walked, her fears as she worked, her doubts as she ate. It kept her alive, it also made her dangerous. Because Amani noticed things. She noticed that the headman's praise for the harvest sounded thin, careful. She noticed how often the elders asked questions whose answers would ruin someone. She noticed that when travelers passed through, they were asked many things, but never why they were really there, and she noticed the sickness. It began as headaches, then tremors. People spoke and spoke, but their words grew heavy, as if truth itself was tiring them. Old men collapsed mid-sentence. Women fainted while confessing thoughts they did not want to have. Truth, spoken without mercy, was grinding the village down. One evening the headman summoned Amani. You see much, he said, because he could not say too much unless it was true. Yes, Amani replied, because anything else would choke her. Tell us, he said, is the village dying? The hut filled with stillness, sharp as a blade. Amani's heart hammered. She knew the truth. She had known it for months. The village was not dying from truth. It was dying from forced truth. From questions asked like traps. From words demanded instead of given. From a law that confused honesty with obedience. If she said it, the elders would fall. If she did not, she would. Silence crept toward her, cold and eager, so Amani did the only thing left. She spoke around the truth. The village is changing, she said carefully. People are afraid. Fear weakens the body. The words passed. They were true. Why are they afraid? The headman pressed. Amani felt the silence waiting, coiled like a snake. Because questions are killing us, she said. A gasp moved through the hut. No one choked, no one fell. The elders shifted, the headman swallowed. Are you saying we are to blame? Amani's mouth was dry. But the truth, once started, demanded to be finished. I am saying, she said, that when truth is used as a weapon, it becomes a lie wearing honesty's face. For a long moment, no one spoke. Amani's vision dimmed. Her knees trembled. Silence brushed her skin. Then the headman spoke, not loudly, not quickly, but freely. We have been afraid of lies, he said, so we made fear our law. The air loosened. Amani breathed. After that night, the village changed its rules. You still could not lie, but you no longer had to answer every question. You could say, I will not speak of this, and it would not kill you. Silence chosen lost its teeth. Kijiji kweli grew quieter after that, not with deadly quiet, but with rest. People learned that truth offered his nourishment, but truth demanded his theft. And Imani, who had once spoken to survive, learned a new kind of courage, to speak when it mattered, and to be silent safely when it did not.